I pass now the floor to Dragan from Macedonia also to develop on this issue. What is the state in your country, please?
I'm very pleased that I'm here today and on this conference. My intervention will be 2+2, 2 notes and 2 challenges for the future. The countries from Southeastern Europe who are not yet members of the European Union are the part of Europe with a very rich history and the culture. This is the region who gave to the Europe Nikola Tesla, Saint Clement of Ohrid, Ivo Andrić, Mother Teresa, and many others. Unfortunately, the price was paid about that wars in the 90s, and it is a low living standard in this region. The EU is the only alternative for the citizens of this region. Why? Because this is the region approximately of 20 million people and a lot of borders. There is only one thing that is stronger than the local nationalism. It is the European idea of unification. Non-existence of EU integration or slowing down this process will quickly provoke the spirits of nationalism and the wars from the past. The EU integration process for these countries means, in general, better rule of law and some improvement of the institutions. In economic terms, it allows more trade, more foreign direct investment, and improvement of human capital. As a result, most of these countries achieved significant growth rate, higher than 5% in the period pre-crisis. However, 2 things become clearer than ever about this region. The first is social dimension. The EU policy must pay much more attention to the social issues. Why? Because the achieved growth, especially in the pre-crisis period, did not solve high poverty or high unemployment in these countries. Today, some of the countries in this US doorstep have unemployment rate above 30%, have more than 30% of their population live below the poverty line. Also, the decent work is very far from the significant part of the people. And now what is the problem? This is the second dimension. The institutions, they are still extractive, they are still toys in the hands of the ruling political elites. In most of these countries, if you are part of this or close to this political elite, you will, the examples, the Kurds will watch you with different eyes. Your chances to to get some tender from the government is much better. Also, there is a lot of different examples. I want to say that it doesn't mean that integration process for these countries should be slowed down or stopped. In contrary, because these ruling political elites in these countries, they want it. I will make here one digression. I recently read one book, new book, Acemoglu and Robinson. It is Why Nations Fall. And they say that the countries are poor not because their history, not because their geography, not because their national resources, but because of their institutions. Of course, this is the problem of our region. These 2 dimensions are not mutually exclusive. They are complementary. It doesn't matter how much money you put in the social dimension, in the welfare, in the employment, because usually the ruling elites here will find the way to use this money for their own purposes, in most of the cases to bribe the voters for them. Also, I want to point out that this strong inclusion of the social dimension in the EU policy toward this region, it in no way should be putting a new border for these countries. it should be some measure of the quality of the reforms there and should have a positive feedback with these countries. I will just raise two questions here. Is it time for a change of EU policy now? I believe it is. The crisis is not only a threat, but is also a very good opportunity for changes. And the second question I will leave for you, does the EU have interest of doing it? Just one sentence is personal. I teach at the university, the oldest university in Macedonia. Usually after graduation, most of the best students mine, they go to work in USA, in Australia, in Canada, very small part of them in Europe. I hope that in the recent future they will work and they will make achievement for the European future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dragan.